Hi, I'm Matt, and this is Learn With Me, where I try to write subgenre music that I've not attempted to write before. Today, I'm trying post-rock. Characteristics are usually emphasis on textures and atmosphere, dynamic crescendos and build-ups, extensive use of effects pedals, and extended instrumental sections. Artists such as Mogwai, Slint, Godspeed You, Black Emperor, and Tortoise are just some of the artists I've listened to for inspiration for this. I'll be using Ableton Live for this session. So to start off with, I want to set the tempo right. So I'm thinking something a little bit slower. I'm thinking maybe around, let's go 105. Yeah, that's a nice speed. And I'm going to create a simple drum beat to play along to, because I want to jump on guitar first. And let's just find something that kind of resembles a real drum kit. Let's use that. That's going to be okay for now. Now I'm in my new studio, which means I can actually lay down some real drums, and I'm kind of really wanting to do that once we've got lots of guitars laid down. I'm just going to do a simple 1 and 3 on the kick, and maybe let's do like a rim shot. And let's put some hi-hats in there. Not very nice sounding hi-hats are they? Let's try a different kit. I'm not sure about that one now. That'll do. I'm going to loop this for a long time, and then let's set up our guitar channel. Cool. So what I'm going to do, I've actually got Ableton set up so I can route anything from Ableton into my pedal board, which I've done in previous videos, and I'm going to do the routing now quickly. What we want to do is set the guitar to 2. We just put the external out to 3. You can hear it's boosted the signal slightly because it's now going for a compressor. And if I put overdrive on. Cool. Now for the actual guitar sound, sometimes I use the NUX Amp Academy, but I want to use a VST today. Because I feel like that's quite good for certain sounds, but for this I really want like a really good clean sound. And I think the thing that really gives me that is the neutral DSP, the Cory Wong Archetype, and it's got this really nice clean sound. I'm going to put the Avalanche run on, which is a delay. And one thing I really liked about this genre, there was a lot of use of harmonics, so I kind of like the idea of kind of starting the song with like a harmonic little kind of part. Yeah, something like that, that's cool. Alright, let's record that in. Now for the second guitar, I'm just going to do some finger picking, like maybe do some chords and just flow with it and see what I can come up with. There were some bits in there that I really liked. I'm going to keep that and try to do a third guitar and see what else I can come up with. I'm going to change the pickup. Or actually change the tone. Yeah, I want it to be a lot darker, tone-wise. Yeah, that was cool. I liked it. I'm going to loop this little bit. Let's loop it twice around. And I think this is really going to come together with the bass. And with the bass, I'm actually going to keep it going through the Cory Wong VST, and I'm going to have the Avalanche run on as well. So going through the exact same thing as the guitar. Yeah, so I'm kind of imagining like kind of some maybe chords on the bass as well. Yeah, let's try that. That might not work, but we'll give it a go. This next bit, I'm actually not sure, but I liked that. That was really nice. Okay, and rather than doing like full chords, I'm going to kind of go, like kind of pluck it. So I'm not sure about this next bit, so I'm going to have to do it bit by bit. Now, something I've noticed, the guitar is actually slightly out of tune, but it's only slightly enough that I'm going to be okay with it. So let's record this next section. Now for this next bit, I like the idea of putting some overdrive on the bass. I'm going to use the Earthquake Devices Himatiza. I never pronounced it correctly, I'm sorry for that. I'm going to start with those first three notes that we just played, but I'm going to kind of then add some sections. I'm just going to go with it. I like the idea of going lower, and I've noticed with some of the tracks of this post-rock genre that sometimes they just get really heavy and sometimes very, what's the word? I guess dark is what I'm looking for. They just go quite dark and minor. Put the overdrive on. Yeah, that's going to sound epic when I go low. Cool, let's get back on guitar. Now I'm going to tune the guitar, or just see how badly... It's not that badly out. Put the overdrive back on. Yeah, that sounds pretty heavy. that time around the bass, I think I played the wrong note, which I quite like. So I'm actually going to emulate that for that last time round. Just let that ring out. Okay, let's go for another. And I will sort out the drums soon. I know they're getting very repetitive. Okay, I'm hoping that'll make sense when I do the other parts. I started having an idea in my head. There was only one bit in there that I didn't like, where I kind of... that bit right there. So I'm just going to copy that there. Do a little crossfade. Let's get another guitar in there. And for this one, I'm actually going to turn the delay off. And I think this is going to be more of like a lead part. In fact, let's use the Dark Light, which is by Old Blood Endeavours, which this pedal is one of my favourites. Yeah, oh wow, that's beautiful. Yeah, slowly coming together, and let's get on bass. Now, I think for this, I kind of want to change the sound a bit, so we've actually got more of a bassy sound. I quite like the tone of it going for this amp, so I'm just going to put the bass up, and let's put Bright on as well. fact, let's use that tube overdrive. Okay, so what I'm thinking is starting on the note, and I'm going to fade between the original recording we did and this one once I've done it. So let's record this. Okay, I forgot about that bit. But up to that point, I was really liking it. Again, I was kind of flying towards the end there. I don't know if I'll use it or not. So it's clearly turning into quite a linear song. I think what I want to do is get one more guitar part on, and then I think I'd like to jump on drums, then maybe put some synths down as well. Oh, that sounds really nice. Yeah, I'm going to keep this tone completely for this next guitar. And for this, I'm just going to follow the bass, basically, when it changes to that new section. Oh, okay, that's right. Then it just stays on those two notes. So I'm going to keep that just to save some time. I think for the very last bit when the bass is doing, I think I'm just going to do some kind of random stuff because I can't fully remember what I played. I think maybe for this last bit I'll just start adding loads of effects on and kind of have it like swell out, basically. Swell? I don't know, is that a real word? So I'm going to do one more guitar for this outro. I'm kind of thinking almost like an anti-solo type vibe. And I'm going to put the Avalanche Run back on. And I'm just going to record and hope for the best. Yeah, it's kind of weird, but I kind of liked it. And I think that's enough for guitars. I think we've got a lot to work with here. So first I'm going to add some fades. And let's have a listen to the intro again. I'm actually going to turn the drums off for now. The first thing I want to do is pan some bits. So I'm going to pan this guitar to the left, pan this guitar to the right. Yeah, that's already kind of made it sound a bit more pleasant. So I'm happy with that. I like it structurally. I like the fact it's linear. And now I would like to put down some drums. And it's crazy because I was going to do some drums, but my good friend Rachel Lasham has just come into the studio. So I've actually asked her to do the kit for me, which is a big help. So take it away. Sorry. Amazing, that's brilliant. First time listening, first time round. Rachel Lasham there. Thank you, dude. Thank you.
No worries, thanks for having me.
That was awesome. That was her only take she did. She only came in for literally like 5 minutes to pick up some congas because she had to go off to a gig. So timing on that was amazing. So first thing I want to do is look at this kick drum because the signal is actually quite low. So I'm just going to push that up, probably up to about, push up to there actually, about 18 dB boost. And I've already panned the overheads already. I did that before we started recording. That's actually sounding quite nice already. So bear in mind, this was the first time she actually heard the song, and I think she's done an amazing job. But I'm going to do some editing on these parts now, though. For instance, when we first get into this kind of chorus section, she still did a rim shot, so I'm actually just going to copy this snare part and put it there. Now the kick is still getting lost a little bit, so I'm going to put the BB tubes on there, which is a tube saturator. So I'm going to push the beauty up to 3 and the beast up to 3. I'm also going to put the bass relief at 12 o'clock. Put a bit more beast in there. And I also want to put a compressor on this as well. I'm going to use the CLA 2A. And for now, I'm just going to use the preset drum group. And what I'd actually like to do as well is put a noise gate on this as well. And I'm going to use Ableton's built-in noise gate for this. And we want to go down to the more softer parts to make sure we're not losing it. Okay, now let's have a look at the snare. I think I'm just going to copy the Magma BB tubes onto the snare as well. And I'm also going to copy the gate onto it as well. We're probably going to have to lower the threshold a bit more. In fact, I'm also going to copy the compressor over as well. And let's add some reverb to this. I'm going to use Ableton's built-in reverb. Put the size down and put the dry and wet signal. And push the dry signal up. I'm going to push the peak reduction up a little bit more on the compressor. Shame that I didn't mic the toms up because, yeah, I think that would add a lot hearing those toms because they're very quiet at the minute. I'm hoping adding some compression to the overheads might help. Just realised I've got this named as OKL. I'm going to change that to OH for overhead. So let's group the overheads together. And for this I'm going to use the Waves plugin CLA drums stereo. And let's just solo this. And what have we got for presets for now? Let's do overheads. Let's do beef. Let's push the reverb up a little bit. And let's hear that in context. And lower the overheads down just a little bit volume-wise. I think for the overall drum sound, I'm actually going to go back to the BB tubes and add that on everything. Put it up to 12 o'clock on all, and also put the bass relief up, which will give us back that low end. Let's maybe put it down to 3. Push the bass relief up a bit more. Lower that kick a little bit. Lower the overheads. I think the thing that's actually lacking a little bit is actually the bass. There isn't actually much bass there or low end, so I want to take a look at that now. And in some respects, I kind of regret putting the reverb on it now, because I think that's muddied it up a little bit. I wonder if we put a octave on this. Like, that might sound a bit much, but I'm going to put the Wave Submarine on this and see how that comes out. Turn off the 2-octave lower one. Let's just hear the wet signal and see how that sounds. Yeah, I mean, you might not be able to hear that if you're listening on your laptop speakers or TV or phone, because it's very, very subby, that. But yeah, it's not very clean, which I didn't think it would be anyways. But let's just use a good old-fashioned EQ. Let's just push the bass signal up. I mean, that helps already. And let's pan some of these guitars. I'm going to pan this one 20 and pan the other one 20 to the right. And this effect, when I was doing it, I imagined putting the Baby Audio Transit 2 on it. It's a great kind of filter plugin. If I solo this, if I push this up, get that really kind of cool effect. So I've pushed that up, That's the default preset, and I already love it, so I'm actually going to use that. And I want to do the same to this guitar as well. So I think for this section, I want to give the bass a bit of a boost. So I'm actually going to copy that little section, cut this out, and see what we can do. Let's probably put another overdrive on. Let's try the overdrive. Put the drive up a bit. Let's have a quick little fade in and out there, just smooths the transition a bit. And let's make this guitar sound a bit heavier as well. Maybe we can also put the overdrive on. We can automate that pedal to come on. Put the drive up a bit more. I'm going to pan this a little bit to the left and put it a little bit more to the center. I'm going to pan the snare to the right slightly. One thing that really stood out to me with this genre was the use of strings. So I want to incorporate that with this song as well. And for the strings, I'm going to use the Spitfire Audio LABS. If I put filter and I just put strings, let's try expressive strings. No, let's try just strings. Let's try cello moods. That might work a bit better. It doesn't sound real, but what I might try to do is convert bass line. Let's try create a MIDI melody from this audio. To raise that an octave. Yeah, it's actually worked quite well. So let's do that with this part. Just get rid of all these little bits. Let's do the same again with this section. Yeah, that's quite a nice little addition. I want to look at changing the sound a bit though, I think. So I'm going to keep that one, duplicate it, and let's solo it and have a look at other sounds. Let's try epic strings again. I'm going to pan these slightly as well, to left and right. I'm actually going to deactivate the first bit and just have them come in with the drums like I originally said. I think what I want to do is set this guitar, because you can actually set the guitar to stereo, and I think that's going to make it sound a bit wider. But I'm going to do that to all the guitars. I think that'll sound a bit better, I think. I'll kind of give it more of that stereo image. So another thing I've not done is put any low-cut on the guitars, which I'm going to do now. And this will really help up clean the mix. I'm going to use the Waves Q1 for this. And I'm going to have it cut probably starting at about 250. I'm just going to copy this to all the guitar parts. I think what I'd also like to do is these guitars here, I think I want to pan them even more. Oh yeah, because these aren't even panned, so let's pan these. Yeah, that's already a big improvement, I think. And I want to look at the bass, because the bass just sounds a little bit muddy. Let's just push the treble up a bit. Maybe the presence as well. Now, I think the only thing that's really standing out now, majorly, is the snare. Waves have a plugin, well, it's the CLA drum mix, something like that, or just drums. Let's put that on here and see what we can do. And let's go through some of the presets initially. Yeah, I've messed with the gate a little bit there. I'm changing this to bite as well. And do upper low as well. Change the reverb style. I think I prefer studio. I'm going to push the release up a little bit as well on the gate. Go back to the BB tubes, I'm going to push up the beast a bit. I'm also going to put on the EQ type on the gate as well. And it's these two that kind of missed out, so let's see if we can actually get them now. Yeah, so we're hearing those little hits now. So that's the great thing about using this EQ mode on the gate. because now we're kind of telling it to only listen to that frequency. So it's actually removing a lot more of the hi-hats, and we're actually getting back some of the snare hits that we're losing before. So I think I'm pretty happy with that. I was thinking about putting some vocals on there, but I'm going to leave it. I like the fact it's instrumental. I like the fact it's a linear structure as well. So I'm just going to add some quick mastering, because I put Ozone 11 on there and use a quick preset, and we'll have a listen. For the preset, I'm just going to use the balanced master. I tend to flick between the balanced master or the depth and clarity presets, just for demo purposes anyways. If I was actually releasing this, I'd spend a bit more time on the mastering, but as this is just kind of like a demo, and these two are my go-tos. Okay, let's have a listen. Well, first I want to say that Rachel really nailed the drums, considering that was the first time she listened to the track, and that was the first take we did. She really nailed it. Now I've actually done it, I'm realizing that actually some of the projects I work on probably could be considered post-rock. In fact, the project that I do with Rachel called Nyota is probably very influenced by post-rock, but it's also influenced by a lot of electronic music as well. So it's been nice to kind of dive into something that's just purely guitar-based. I think if I was to do it again, I'd maybe have some sections that do repeat and maybe have some vocal hooks in there as well. It's been really good, and I'm pretty pleased with that. It's probably about 2 hours work, I think. And if you're interested to know what mics I use for the drum kit, for the kick, I use the Shure Beta 52AE, and for the snare drum, I use the Barodynamic TG-I51, and for the overheads I use the SE Electronics SE7s. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments, like, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff if you haven't done already. But thank you so much for watching, until next time.